welcome back to Storytime with IMK. This story is called Another Chance. The story of Yunus alayhi salam. This story is about the people of Nineveh, a city in Iraq. The people were doing many sins, including praying to idols. They had many idols in their temples. Despite Allah giving them many blessings, they forgot Allah and prayed to idols. Among all those non-believers, a young man was growing up who was not only a believer, but also a pious and devoted man. His name was Hazrat Yunus alayhi salam, who was not happy with the idol worship of his people. Allah, the true Lord, chose him for prophethood and asked him to call people towards faith and towards worship of one and only Allah. He started his mission by collecting people individually and collectively, inviting them to the true religion. And he asked them, "Why do you worship these idols? They cannot speak or move or do anything. They can neither benefit nor harm you." The people started to dislike his interference in their way of worship. They argued, "We and our forefathers have worshipped these idols for many years. Then how can you call them bad?" They said, "O Yunus, you are a non-believer and a cheater." Prophet Hazrat Yunus alayhi salam replied patiently, "I just want to correct your wrongdoings. If you would follow me, Allah Almighty will certainly forgive you and will make you walk on the straight path." Despite his efforts, the people of Nineveh did not listen to him. They were stubborn, proud, and arrogant, and they failed to understand that a person like him could be a prophet. He got disappointed by his people and left the city, telling them they would be punished. He walked towards an unknown direction. When Prophet Yunus alayhi salam left the city, signs of Allah's displeasure started appearing. The people realized they had made a mistake by not listening to Allah's prophet. They realized that Prophet Yunus alayhi salam was the true prophet of Allah, and they realized if they didn't stop preaching to statues, they would be severely punished. So all of the citizens of Nineveh gathered up and started crying and praying for Allah's forgiveness. They cried so much that their beards and shirts got wet from their tears. Allah removed his wrath and showed his blessings upon them once again. On the other hand, Prophet Yunus alayhi salam was reaching the seashore where a boat was about to depart. Prophet Yunus alayhi salam asked the permission of the passengers on the boat to ride along with them. The passengers saw that he looked like a good, pious man, so they let him on the boat. The boat started traveling and the weather was perfectly normal. Suddenly, the wind speed started increasing. Dark clouds covered the sky, and lightning and thunder started striking the water. It started to just rain, but then it changed into a thunderstorm. The sea got very rough, and the boat started rocking very vigorously. All of the boat's passengers started to panic. One of the passengers said, "There must be one upon us that has committed a sin. We should draw a ballot, and whoever's name comes up will be thrown into the sea." They were going to do this because they had thrown off almost everything off the ship, including their luggage, but it was still rocking very violently. Then that's when they thought that maybe there were too many passengers on, so that's why they're doing the ballot. They thought once the sinner was thrown off the ship, Allah would save the rest of them from drowning. All of the passengers agreed. When the balloting was done, Prophet Yunus alayhi salam's name came out. They decided not to throw him in because he looked like a very pious and good man. So they did the balloting a second time. But again, to their surprise, Hazrat Yunus alayhi salam's name came up. They decided to give him one last chance. They did the balloting a third time, and once again, Hazrat Yunus alayhi salam's name comes up. Now they were bound to throw him into the sea. Hazrat Yunus alayhi salam realized that all of this was Allah's doing. As soon as he got into the water, a huge whale swallowed him. But all of this was happening with Almighty Allah's commands. Allah Almighty guided the whale not to digest Prophet Yunus alayhi salam or chew down on him, so Prophet Yunus alayhi salam doesn't feel any pain. When he regained consciousness, he felt that he was inside of an abyss of darkness in a fish's stomach. He quickly started praying to God. He said, "O Allah, no one has the right to be worshipped but you. Glorified and exalted be you. Truly I have been the wrongdoer." He prayed day and night. He accepted his mistake about leaving his people without Allah's orders. He realized he should not have left Nineveh. Prophet Yunus alayhi salam remained in the fish stomach for several days and kept on praying. He prayed, "O my Lord, I have bowed in front of you in prostration at the place where no one else has worshipped you," which he meant the fish stomach. "So forgive my mistake as you are the most merciful." All kinds of sea creatures heard the prayers from the inside of the whale's stomach and gathered around and started praying in their own way and language along with him. The whale also began to pray with Yunus alayhi salam, and that's when it realized that it had swallowed a prophet. Allah Almighty heard Prophet Yunus alayhi salam's prayers and forgave him. Then Allah Almighty commanded the whale to eject Prophet Yunus alayhi salam onto a remote island. The whale did exactly as it was told. Prophet Yunus alayhi salam was very weak and sick due to the acids in the whale's stomach. Allah showed his mercy upon Prophet Yunus alayhi salam and grew a tall tree behind him to block the sun's rays from his weak skin and to give him fresh fruits. When Prophet Yunus alayhi salam fully recovered, Allah Almighty ordered him to go back to his people. When Prophet Yunus alayhi salam returned, the entire population of Nineveh was happy to see him. Prophet Yunus alayhi salam was happy to see that the people had changed. Now the people had started believing and worshipping the only and true Lord, Allah, with sincere hearts. Prophet Yunus alayhi salam spent the rest of his life in Nineveh with his people. Moral of the story is, nothing should be done against Allah Almighty's orders. Allah's orders should be fulfilled at all events. Patience is the tool for preaching faith. Keeping faith on Allah is the sign of a believer, and that Allah is the most beneficious and merciful. Beneficent. Question of the day is, what sin was committed by Prophet Yunus alayhi salam? Whoever answers that question will be given a shout out in the next story video. There's no homework. For more content, be sure to like and subscribe. Bye bye.